What was causing it? Ah, there we go. That caused it. The window was partially off screen, which causes it to do software rendering, and that is software re-rendering. Look, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right, found it, found the problem, solved it. Just drag the window out a little bit, and that makes it a whole lot smoother. It's like this experience is. Can I find the pixel here? I do not believe there is a pixel there. I don't really like this start because this is probably obstructed, so we'll only have a small chance of getting any sort of like setup with like 3 planets. Because that is the ideal thing you want to get, right? If you're playing with a car, you kind of want to start, scan, find 3 planets, immediately connect them all in, and then do an exploration mission on the first year. I guess we'll do these 5 though. Anyway, I guess I don't just find anything, but yeah, this is kind of the issue we have, right? And I mean, there's goods available, right? Like we could do ore perhaps, right? And then ore into goods. Since there are both integrated manufacturing and flexi-fab available, like those just seem amazing. If you have mineral seeding as well as like robots, although you know we could use either one because yeah, actually, well, I guess mineral seeding wouldn't be the one, right? I guess robots would be better then, simply because you know that uses robots instead of humans, and we can just not have humans, which is good. Not needing to use humans, although it would mean remnant plants are kind of going to be not very useful. Alright, so there's your two-way trade, right? And here's your farm, and there's your, well, not your robots, right? Which the robots are going to be the issue all the time. Trying to make those happen is going to be difficult without forge worlds, although, you know, here, there's a forge world. Right, so there's your robots, I suppose, right? And then, I don't know, chips here probably, or here, or there, right? Depends on where the colonies are. This is going to be challenging to start off with, but I feel like this is probably the best solution. Given that we're going to have to make a colony, we could make a colony here, but, you know, that would lead to biomass being floated here. No way of solving it. I could make biomatter here, make food there, but that would lead to water being floated. And I could also explore further, seeing, you know, whether or not there's water here, which might change which setup I use there. There is not. So yeah, let's just get the two-way trade, right? And then buy probably the wetland farm in the final month. This is no good scans, so I'll just spend the 2 extra to save the time. Alright, we have to explore where? Over there? Okay. Or 2 more two-way trades. I have no plans for those, is the problem. But we already did the only two-way trade that was visible, and there are none here on the map. And they're not going to be many anyway, right? Like, it's just going to be... Getting a forge world is successful. I mean, there's some plans for it, but much in the future. Like, if we can do that easily, then, you know, I'd be happy to oblige, but... Like, this forge world's going to make goods, this one's going to make robots. We only have 1 consumption for each. That alone tells me that it's going to be difficult. This one could have enough inputs, but, you know, it needs an output there then. It's going to be tricky to get this mission done, is basically the thing. Same with the two-way trades, though. But I can't just explore, because otherwise this thing would move. I can't just scan, right? And this isn't a good location, I think. I want to go this way. And, you know, use the food in 2 directions, and... more of that sort of thing, then the more logical thing to do would be to just sort of ignore the fact that You have to gamble one of these two. This is only one planet though, so this is 2 planets. Yeah, right. Both of them aren't ideal, but I do see a way. Like there's a good chance this one will become successful. Anyway, let's start with that. I think I want to see what's over here so we can move into the direction of the Bakar, if so required. It looks like we're going to want water. Although, you know, if we can get hands on freeze-resistant bots, then, you know, we can make water here out of robots. Although, you know, I wouldn't know how to make the robots. I would imagine like here, but it's pretty inefficient to be doing that over there. This doesn't really give us any better access to planets, is the thing. But it would be a Forge World that probably you want to make this one successful as the Forge World to make successful. It's out of range, of course. Yeah, we'll start with that because it makes a food as well, right? And then we're gonna see what's over here. So yeah, like this, there's like a couple things we could do. Don't know which one's correct. Alright, so here's the other Forge World available, which could do a bunch of things. I'm probably going to make goods. I would imagine that maybe mechanized harvest is the way to go, into food, into humans, or something like that, of that nature. I want to use 2 robots. That's the main thing. That would be a way to do it. Another way to do it would be to make goods here, which allows us to do this. Right, the colony. Then the chips come from there, the ore comes from here. This is also a good solution. We could make food from here as well, just by flipping things around. And this does enable goods and make the colony successful, while the other one does not. The other design does not do so. We'll have tons of food in the middle, which, sure, right. Maybe we'll make food somewhere else, or if there's another primordial, that would be even better. I do think this is a good start, right? And there's every time it's laggy whenever that happens. I need to be careful that I don't use too many chips. If I use a chip in here, then we won't have enough to make this happen, to get this to upgrade. So like there's your might want to, like, we do spend 6 by doing that. What's the income from this? 4? This costs 2, 3 actually. How does it go up in costs as well? It's about the best we can do though right now. This is not very efficient because we're not gaining a lot of money. I'm noticing. Like this is rather... It's only 5, right? Yeah, we can afford this one. We'll go down to 6 income and we'll go back up very quickly. If I do it in the correct order, that is. Well, this one first. And then the asteroid. And this. Input. Double export. Suddenly 18, right? And probably this. 22 income. Task complete. Yeah, there's this available too. Get a successful colony. There's an extra robot available here now. Which will be useful. You are in range. Wonder what this signal over here is. It's another forge world, huh? It's a bit in the way, isn't it? I'd love to be able to send in more humans to Desdemona so we could actually get more biomatter and water out of here. Instead of what we're seeing is double food produced and double colonies and not being able to use them very well. But there is the ability to unlock freeze-resistant bots. And those will decidedly help, as there is an Arctic here. Right, another exploding designating area. I think we might want to do that. Establish an import hub. Yeah, this is why I should have probably not done this connection, because now we can't establish an import hub anywhere, I believe. At least not easily. Well, there's this one that could be done, right? With food and stuff and a good from there. But, you know, we have no money. Perpetually a little bit of a problem. More forge worlds successful. I don't see that happening right now. So let's try to... I'd rather not use that many asteroids though, because we do have Vedic mining available, which would make like so much money if we could get it early enough. But it seems like we have to take an asteroid at this point. Which one? Probably not these two. Like I probably want to keep those. I don't see myself using many of these worlds over here. Okay, scavenge anything useful is really good if we could get it. And the power plant. There's also energy. You know, that would help. These connections are so expensive, right? 15, 18. Can't even afford. Like lots of worlds with only one function, which is kind of not what you want. You're kind of looking to make multiple uses out of something, out of a world. Let's try to go in this direction, actually. Like more water export, right? We'd have two water worlds next to each other. We might have an opportunity for a laboratory, especially with this one as well. Yeah, we could. There's three, right? Like if I could like plop that in, probably like a slipway relay as well. We have these two relays as well, right? Maybe actually we'll use one over here for that. Like for getting an ore here, which will also allow me to connect that in. I think what we want to do is we want to go to December and scan a bit and then skip the January. I mean, not spend too much money on scans though. This one, yeah, this one definitely could use. I'll take this one. There's only two connections on it. And then I think like this connection is really nice to make. As long as it's not obstructed, which it should not be. And this completes the Euphorian mission. Right, which unlocks 36 money here. which I think I'll gladly take at this point. That's one way, but this is a two-way, right? And the two-way pays us money. Alright, 42 income. This is looking a lot better now. Especially we add more two-ways, right? Like, there you go, right? Just keep hammering those two-ways, because look at that, right? Water lab. Right in there. Right, let's add you. Sure, there's like robots available there, which might be good. Ooh, there's freeze-resistant bots as well, right? Like, there's a robot slightly out of range. Oh no. I was hoping this would be in range. I didn't check. That's rather a bit unfortunate. Because this would be an excellent source of water too. We could send it into Chalice over here to make it successful. And then, you know, the chip becomes available for you. But not having the robot for it is really unfortunate. Is there no way to make like a slightly longer slipway? No. Oh, there is, right? There's relays. Can we finagle this research lab so we hit all four? Maybe? Oh, this thing is so in the way. Maybe we just don't colonize that and just put it here. Now that's in the way. Oh. I think I found it. 1, 2, 3, 4 water and a human. And potentially one more. I think it's too good to pass up on this with that available here. We'll fix this later. But, you know. Yeah, right. There's your extra chip as well. Sending that out too. Such a neat thing we can do here. Is everything just falling into place, right? I wouldn't really know what we're going to make here. Possibly ore. Right, to send in all the water we want. But, you know, it's not necessary to make that right now. And because we're at 15, I don't want to spend anything on colonization, actually. I want to spend my money on lab. Just the main question is, do we have enough? Like, the connections are too expensive probably to do all of them. We can get fairly close though. I would imagine it's worth... I mean, that's 2. That's not very close, is it? 70 for that, 20 for that. Yeah, the connections are expensive. But, you know, I think we'll just use some asteroids to make those work. Maybe don't take asteroid tech, because we've used the asteroids to get the science to get the asteroid tech. We get 5 science this way. I think it's good enough to skip then. That gives us 5 a year, which might be enough to make things work. I think maybe the next tech might be a brain-bearing machine. What I would like to know is whether or not I can actually do this as well. I think we can. Oh, we decidedly can. It's fine. Like, there are some ways we can use that. Right, let's go into this corner so that the Bakar will give us some money. There we go. 60. A small amount either, right? There's your two-way trade. We'll not do that because we might get a mission. Yeah, see? 5 more pairs of two-way trades. That would have been one of those. Get an ore producer to Prosperous. Oh, we got only one ore producer and it's in the corner. It has one successful partner but won't get a second for quite a while. I think we'll go ahead and make 6 bots maybe. Although that might be difficult as well, considering like we have Decrepit ruins. Yeah. I don't know about that part, actually. Maybe we try to make this one prosperous. Like, there's water available here. Right, the idea would be water here and a robot there. And this would get 2 outputs. Don't know how to get its second input. Although we have this as well, an extra 2 robots. And or recycle it. Although, you know, how we're going to use this other good, I don't know. It's kind of difficult to tell, but there's not much. As much as I can tell, right? Huh. This one needs like another import or export, which is going to be hard to get for it. Maybe not, with like a chip, right? From here then later. I'm trying to figure out, can we do another lab with, because it's going to be for much later, with like FlexiFab to make lots of robots in 1, 2, 3 locations. 4. And should we make a colony here or should we make water here? That's a difficult question. Because you could also make a colony there and that would allow a human to be input. More importantly, it would allow a good to be... it wouldn't. It's slightly obstructed. Okay, so that plan's out the window. That one isn't. Although, where the chips are going to come from, I have no clue. I mean, in that case, we wouldn't be making robots there, right? We'd be making chips here. Although, where the food's at? Nowhere. Okay. This like all seems iffy. I think this seems better. It works, but it produces a water, it uses an ore, but this still needs another, I guess from here. Like this by itself is enough to work. Would I want brain machine interfaces? They're going to be useful in this world, certainly. They're going to be okay on this one. They're going to be useful on here. Yeah, it's like 3 planets I could use them. That's, I think, enough. Don't want to pick them up. Just advance the tech tree more quickly as well. Although, you know, there's like a couple, there's like 3 good techs in here. Like dimensional anchoring is good too. Slipways are like the most, will be the most of our expenses, especially if we want to go space time evasion eventually. So I might skip on brain machine interface entirely, isn't that weird? That might be too weird though, like we might need income tech. Like every one we can get. It's like this one, and then all 3, right? We'll be able to do that. The problem is maybe advancing out of tier 2 too quickly, right? We get 2 in this situations, 2 in with a tier 2 unlocked, it's 4. 2 in tier 2, 3. That's 6, and then, yeah. So we get 6 techs before we get out tier 2, and then 3 of the techs are these. If we get 3 techs out of these, So possibly if it uses in both spray machine and geoharvesting, and then we get all three here. We'd have to get them all in a row, which is unfortunate because like these are the more interesting ones, right? But yeah, that would be the way to do it. And then, you know, we'd be in late game. Quite a lot of science as well, right? That's certainly true. But we got like tech discounts and stuff, right? I think we'll go for the prosperous planet. Oh, I refused the missions actually. We didn't do the two-way trade. We might actually want to do 6 robots. Unironically. I don't think so though. No, we'll do the two-way trades. Oh, I didn't do the one yet. Okay, that's good. Here's the one then. In that case, we don't need to worry too much about leaving asteroids up for asteroid tech. Do we want extreme miniaturizations? We don't have the tech or space for it, so not necessarily. Which one do I want here? I don't know yet. So I can't do that in the last month. I would have loved to do that, but I don't know which one of these two is better. Recycle or rebuild. Rebuild's more expensive, so you know that puts a thing towards recycle. But neither is super optimal. It's like a rejection of food, right? That's our range. There's lots of things here we could do. We want some food in the back. Somehow, some way. I would imagine this would be goods, this would be ore, right? No, so you get these colonies upgrade. Then some kind of food from like this one would be ideal. Or up here. I'll scout here and see what we get. Like, you know, this one could be a source. Depending, right? I guess not. But, you know, this is fine. We'll need a robot, which... every time, right? Those robots. I thought, you know, we could... Yeah, that is available. Okay, good. So, with flexible fabrication, in like 10 years from now, we can do this. We can solve it. Which we have enough time to do that, right? We can just sort of leave these up. Leave them to bleed, and then fix them with the farm and fix this one with this colony. We have like 14 years to solve this. So we can just leave this going very slowly and then we'll solve it. So we're going to do this one now then. I don't know how we're going to do 5 two-way trades. Let's look into that as well. Well, anyway, there's a start. So all this needs is partners, right? Like once it's got the partners, it will pop. It's just the partners that are going to be difficult to get. It's like here's your third water, right? And now all we need to do is make either this one or this one or this one successful. This one's impossible, literally, because there's no way to send the goods anywhere. This one's already successful. This one we need the chip. This one we need to send out the water as well as get a robot in, which the latter could come from here, but the former is being obstinate. But, you know, one way of doing it would be to make food here. Just trying to get that Bakar mission right. Alright, so you know, I do think that we can take like dimensional anchoring first, I suppose. / economic zones. I wanted to make 4 money in each of these. And 3 in that one. And we don't have anything that we might want to build on the water one, right? No. So another 3 over there as well. That looks fine to me. I did not want to upgrade this because we'd make a good in here eventually. Although, you know, this can't really send it anywhere though. Right? I guess it's fine to make a machine interface here as well. There's like plenty of goods to be had. Although, you know, that might prevent us from getting a post-scarcity, so I don't know about that one, right? Like, yeah, I don't know about that one. Like, getting an extra source of goods is really nice for getting 6 things into these colonies later. Which this tech will get us legendaries for that, so I think we'll hold up on that one and not build it for now. The question is how we're getting this to prosperous, right? That's the main goal. Like the other alternative would be to try to make this bot plant successful. Which could that be achieved? Relatively doably. Well, integrated manufacturing could allow us to achieve it, right? You could somehow get the science for it. Because integrated manufacturing allows you to make a chip in here, which allows you to do that. It's just like using the bolt. Which I guess, you know, that helps. I guess just doing a recycling op is fine. Well, not really ideal. I'd rather make ore, but neither here nor there, right? We'll get ore from like drill bots anyway, so don't need to worry too much. Also, would like to build more labs, but I think here we're going to start with the Bakar improvement, because we'll get Bakar tech discount from that. That's from Ephorians. The dimensional anchoring is from Bakar, so we'll get a discount on that. Doing the two-way trades would be very nice for the money. But you know where? We have like more things that make water, right? We have endless amounts of it. But like, I would like to make different resources so we can make labs as well. Oh, this is the one I want. Oh, that's so good. We get a two-way trade from it. We get the people that prevented us from doing this sort of thing here. We get the food out. There's water production for, you know, the farm. And it uses up all of these nice asteroids in the center. So just go and build these. I got 30 from an asteroid. That's a value asteroid right there. We get jewel harvesting as well. But I think we start with that one. I think we start with integrated manufacturing, even though it can be expensive. Just because well, that would allow us to do. Right, we're in October. This would be the perfect month to go recycling up. Complete the Bakar mission by making this prosperous. And then grab integrated manufacturing. Why exactly did I want that? Like, there was a reason for it, and now it's lost on me. would I want that first? I just forgot. Wait, huh? Okay. Why did that make sense again? There was a thing. Was it this one? There was like something over here, I think, that made that make sense. Or is it just to make lots of chips and to make lots of two-way trays into... I think that was it. Hyperlinks would be so good, but we don't get them to make science with, right? It's kind of difficult for us to make any good science over on this side. Neither over here or over there. It's all kind of meh. This area works, sort of, but they don't quite work all that well. Also, lack of robots in these places makes it so that we don't get prosperous worlds in them. And I could, like, you know, robot this. Like, robots is going to lead to tons of two-way trades, but by itself it's not going to be enough. There's like a bunch here though, like 1, 2... oh yeah, 3 with that, that's why. Right, I remember. Now I remember, we can do the Euphorian two-way trades. For chips. This one. And then gotta pay attention to you as well. Might have to leave you go though. A bit unfortunate, but nothing we can do about it, I think. As I could, but then, you know, we wouldn't get enough goods here, so this area. So we can't do this two-way trade. What am I thinking? It's like literally not possible. Oh, that's funny. Well, it is, depending on what's behind here, right? Yeah, so about that. It's not possible to do that. Big shame, right? We're always looking at the ability to not take goods there, but I don't think we have that ability. We'd need like 2 more techs and it just takes too long. And I could also just wait for relays with that. You know, we get that penalty there, but that's... And no, we get an extra 3 science if I do that too. Got 1 more labs, right? A big ore lab would be good, or a big... Like with drill bots, there should be an opportunity for a big ore lab somewhere. Although we've kind of walled things off in a bit. There's just 3 extra science here, right? Lack of humans though now. So this link will allow me to use flexible fabrication to make the robot for this. Oh, we get the ore for it as well, right? We get the food for that. So that's all fine and dandy, but I get the goods in there as well, right? I can get the chip like that direction. There's like lots of stuff that can be done. That's not really all that helpful, is it? If we can only use one of the two things, it's kind of like meh. Meh. Doesn't really seem too amazing to me. To take that and run with it. There's like tons of humans around here, but no real good way to use them. Because they'd be obstructing. They'd be obstructed. I'm sort of lacking like that one last two-way trade, right? Maybe we can find it over here. Oh yeah, there we can. Is that good? Not really, but do we have a choice in the matter? We could. No, we don't have a choice in the matter. The thing I would love to do is to actually make another lab, right, out of biomatter, but the resource we've got available is water everywhere. So that does complete the task. Alright, we got an easy task for the Euphorians. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Right, we'll make 6 robots because I'm not going to go all the way into the middle of nowhere from the Bakar. Like, we could make more water lab. That's kind of the thing, but you know, what would the point of that be? So yeah, harvesting unlocks, but I might want to skip out on it, to be honest. We'll just go for dimensional anchoring. We're making quite a good income, although it's going to go down is the thing. We might need this to stay afloat. I don't know how good economic zones we'll get though. I'd imagine quite good because we'll get lots of things with our same production next to each other. Like with the robots as chips and chips as robots and all that stuff, right? We'll be able to connect some things together. I don't see too many. I mean, I see one here, right? I would imagine that we might want to stick around on this amount for a while. We can make only one more planet before it goes up again. I might need geoharvesting no matter what I do. Is that unfortunate? Yes. Can we even get to post-scarcity and aversion and relays and stuff? Like, it seems unlikely, right? With the amount of science we're making. It's kind of a choice we have, right? Either we go science or we don't. And the question is, should we? Should we indeed even try for science? At this point, at this juncture. The labs we've got are useful, but it's kind of neat how we actually have a lack of ore, right? That's not something you see very often. There actually is a lack of ore here. Generally, I want to know what's down here too. More water. There's lots of water, but that's not really the resource. Like, how good is economic zones, right? It does nothing by itself, and we've got like one economic zone here. And is that it? That is not all that good. We've only got the one. Well, there's one over here as well. How much income does this make? 7. 7 times 9. It's like 60 income. 6 times 9. It's like 100 money we're making out of this in total over the rest of the game. Is it enough though to like tide us over? Like there is ubiquitous network as well, right? This does save time over geo-harvesting, and I'm not all that interested in it. So I guess it's okay. I would imagine dimensional anchoring is going to make things a little cheaper as well. Don't know how much. Main question, right? Guess we'll find out. How good is like a robot lab? Not very, because we can't get all 3 or 4. We need like infraways, and that's a ways away. I was hoping to do a good robot lab, but there's like either no people or not enough robots to make it really worthwhile. At least for now, right? At least for now. The thing I'm afraid of is just running out of money, right? I maybe should have taken this. Don't know how good. This is 60% income though. As long as we can get enough connections between similar worlds, it should be fine. It's just trying to get those. That's the difficult part, because they're kind of not in places where you want them to be. Question mark. Yeah, basically. There's also these machine interfaces which could help too. There's one over here we could build. Still. Like 3 more. I feel like that's okay. Maybe I do build this then. Just for the income. No, we won't do that. There we go. It's like a lot of things taken care of right there. By doing that. That works. Okay. 71 income. It's not amazing enough, right? That's the main thing. It's okay. I send water in here, but it's not much use. Certainly make all these in-between connections for now, but again, not much use. Trying to see if we can't make more connections between existing worlds, but there aren't many. It's like more water to be made everywhere, but that's... Hey, it does count as another resource, I suppose. Sending out a robot, we can do that. Like from here, we can make water here, which would count. Would it do much? Not really. It's kind of the best thing we've got to do though. Shield's iffy. There's 2 more resources, right? We want 7 resources for the Euphorians. And 6 robot production for you guys. You mostly need partners, right? Like, there's also this connection, right, that we're cutting off if I do that, so maybe I just do that and not connect it in there. And then, you know, we do this connection for later. There's like tons of water everywhere and not much to spend it at. I mean, I could make like chips or ore here, but there's nowhere to send it. Well, that's not true now, is it? This is here. So I could do that, and then, you know, we could maybe make bots in here or something. It's like bots as humans, there is not. And that would be kind of like insanely good for this, but there is not. Anyway, it would work. I just don't quite get enough different resources transported then, right? We get the water here. We get the bot, but that's it. What are these 3? All in goods, right? Goods as well. I would imagine goods as well. There's not all sorts of shenanigans that we can pull also with, like ore and things. Making ore out of robots over here, for example. Though again, it won't have enough robots for it, and it won't have enough partners to become prosperous. Even if I give it everything it needs, which is sort of annoying. Because this needs another robot. I mean, I could get one from here. Like flexible fabrication is the tech we want, right? That's sort of like guarantee that we want that one. There's gonna be spare water everywhere, right? If I do that sort of thing. It's like a general lack of robots then. And we can make food here, certainly. Occasional biomatter, right? I guess, right, there's like one in here as well, but you know, this connection sort of blocks everything off. Which means no biomatter lab if I do that. I'm trying to get like good value things. These are like more resources to trade though, and there are some two-way trades in there, so we do get some money for it as well from the Euphoriant perk. We don't get the science that I want if I do this. This is okay, but it won't get us the science. Well, it could, but then, you know, we'd be cutting everything off again inefficiently. We get like 1 science per year out of it, but that's not worth doing. Yeah, everything's like slightly on the wrong side every time, right? As well. So like, hey, can we make science out of ore? Yeah, no, because we need the drill bots first. It's flexi fab, right? That's neat, but can't unlock it yet. We're just going for it and just see what we get, right? No, actually, it costs us a lot of money by doing it this way, but alright, well, whatever. Oh. That changes things, doesn't it? You can just get 2 boxes here. Well, maybe, right? Not sure if I want those. Anyway, let's start with two-way trade over there. That's more resources, food from you. Problem is, not enough successful partners. We're able to get one more, right? Quite easily. But the second one is going to be tricky. Only this area makes things basically done. We need a goods output. Which, you know, that's the way you do it. I think we just do this. Get a tech discount for Ephorians like that. And now FlexiFab is discounted, which actually, yeah. That's the one we want to discount. Is this actually going to be good enough to make a robot lab? Oh man, if only we could somehow get you another import or export. Then you would produce an extra thing. Like what we're really looking for is one of these that gives us an infraway. Because if you do, then we can build a good here and we can connect it into the colony. And that would mean it produces an extra robot. And that would mean we can get robot, human. In a way, yes. Maybe. Probably not. Damn it. It's like... There's that as well, right? And I can also just do 2 humans and a biomatter, but that's like... right? Meh value. Good but not good enough, right? Sort of like the refrain here. Well, not ideal. I'll have a look in this corner. To solve you for your turn to -8, but I think it might not be possible. Well, anyway, we can take flexible fab with the discount now. You know, I really wanted to solve this as well, so let's go do that first. Because you know we can just add all of those connections. That seems... yeah. Like... fairly optimal, right? Like that maybe even? I know that's just extensions, right, of things we've got, and doesn't make science. I'm looking to make some more science. We're also out of money. Wow. Yeah, that's what I feared, right? That we should have actually taken geoharvesting because we're running out of money, because turns out FlexiFab and manufacturing is actually fairly expensive to build. Even though we've got those economic zones, we've got those like upgrade things like these machine interfaces. They don't provide quite enough by themselves. I can still get, you know, 2 robots from here, 30. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, if somehow that was doable, then I would so instantly make a lab. Hyperlanes would be so good, right? Just everything in, but no, those are not. I think we don't have the money to do this lab anyway, so why not sending in the biomatter to make some money? That does make money. So does this actually. I'll just consume an asteroid or something to keep going. There's one over here as well, but might Yeah, I can see that actually. And then this connection. And, you know, we can like repurpose this as well to make you work. Don't want 4 yet. That's a real good question. What for? Why are we here? What is the reason to do that? $82 income, right? But a lack of robots everywhere. It might not become post-scarcity this game, to be honest. I would be surprised if it's too ambitious to try for it. That is actually the one we were looking for here. With regards to this ocean world being available now. Although, you know, we'd have to get the food in there somehow. It does unlock the possibility to use it. Let's use the asteroid here. Like, I can just cheat my way to robots, that's not the issue. Although it's too expensive, right? I can just get 2 robots from here, send in 1. I can make 1 here, but this one's lacking a human. If we had one, then it would be able to lab. I can make robots in here as well. I can even make them here too if I wanted to with robots. 536, 37, 38. That works. They are available. I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3 sources of robots, right? 4 if this one, but I don't think that. You know, we'd put it in here and then get 3 sources. That's 7 science. Is that good enough? I think that might be good enough. Also, it's not too expensive to build, right? There's actually a human that might be needed. Yeah, that human's super needed, so. Yeah, and then we go to October, on the planet, grab the robots, get 20 cash back and 6 science for it, and then get asked to make 8 more robots, sure, and then trade routes, and then hope that we can do that. Drill bots. There we go, there's income. And some more income. But the real reason that I wanted to do this was this ability over here to just create a lab. There's your prosperous planet. And that actually made another robot, right? And yeah, we end up in 3421 with 15 science making. And 15 is not the best, but you know, it works. And we get discounts on nearly everything, so that's alright, I suppose. You know, this is going to be hard to satisfy, I suppose. There's likely the ability to make a robot over here as well, which we could send in there. So we need like Yeah, we just need to make a bunch of robots for this Silthid so we can get nanofabrication for cheap, I suppose. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, you just need an import or export, so this will do. It's the 39th planet. Makes it prosperous. What am I going to use this ore for? Well, I mean, I just integrated manufacturing and I want to send that left so we can make... But I suppose it doesn't really do anything. Also, I really should have probably done this a long time ago. Because like, are we going to get a post-scarcity world out of this? I guess we are. So yeah, that's fine. I guess it did matter because I can do this relay and post-scarcity if I wanted. And then, you know, we could make a good and send it in here for quite expensive, but that would make it... Like, that would make it work, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. It needs 2 things, but it can get this. And it's 1, that's 2. I don't want to do that because, you know, income, but... Yeah, that would do the trick. So now what do we do? Because I can't expand. Like, if I try to expand, we lose too much money. So we just stall. It's a bit of a weird thing to do. But I guess so, right? I guess we delay. There's no reason to make goods in those worlds. I can make an extra robot here, sure. I mean, awesome, right? So this is why getting geo-harvesting would have been good, right? This situation over here. Instead of economic zones, probably geo-harvesting would have been better overall. Because now we're going to have to skip. Let's see a way out of the skip. It's like slipstream relay. Not now, right? Because the earlier we do it, the better. That's another prosperous world, sure. What are we going to use the robot for? Nothing, right? We're just going to make it for 30 or whatever. So we get to 5 robots. And this connection is available as well. I just... There's an asteroid over here I can pick up. It's worth a 2-way trade as well. And if I upgrade this, we can make additional robots. I could even do this one as well. Though in October, right? Because it would cost 40. I think we're going over the 40 though. It's a really good way out of there, so... Like, without not completing the missions, it's hard not to. Oh, maybe not, actually. Hold on. Because it doesn't do anything? Right? Like, colonizing this doesn't help yet. Without a Forge World available for it. Which we won't have, because we don't have the science to get that tech. I guess not then. It's like I wanted to get... I had to have relays, right? I should look into using relays to make some more things happen. There's quite a few things we can make happen here, right? Yeah. Like, for example, if I relay this, Get another prosperous plant out of it. I believe the same goes over here almost. Yeah, that's a two-way trade as well, right? 8 resources. Green food and chips still, right? You can use every resource. I mean, here's the green, right? But the food and the chips are going to be the tricky part. Well, maybe not necessarily, right? I can make the chip here if I want to, at any point. Send the food there if I want to at any point. Might it be okay to do so? It could be at this point, yeah. It's like definitely something to be said for just trying to make it all work. So we'll also need an output before it can become prosperous as well, so we need these connections too. I'll be honest. Just try to use our time a little bit, like consume some asteroids, skip the next year. Otherwise we run out of money, right? If I try to too quickly go to 40, it won't work. Alright, so that's that. There's your two-way trade for biomatter. Or just food, which we can do here. There's your food. And now just chip, which do that. There's a task complete. Now we're just gonna make some, well, this one, that one, I suppose, right? It's all fine. We get a, yep. Oh, oh, that's not good, is it? We need one more point of science, which we can't get. Because otherwise we're 1 point short of doing post-scarcity, which I do want to do. Alright, I need another successful partner, huh? Well, we can do that, right? That should be possible. Right? Because otherwise it would be like a whole exercise for nothing. Should be like a bit rude if it was the case. Because that was the goal, right? To try to... this might be taking too long. It doesn't work because it... Really? Oh wait, there we go. It's like this ought to be some kind of partner we could give it, but... There we go. That was the goal. And then what's this? And now that's just making 4 more robots. Which, that shouldn't be too difficult. Considering the text we've got. I can make robots here, for example. If I had the money, we could make lots of robots too, but... right? In the last year... Yeah, geo-harvesting would have been the smarter move. I concur. Still, you know, we do get the ability to get a legendary planet. It's a bit too late though. It took too long to get there. Sort of shows, right? I mean, getting one's good, but I don't think it's going to be a great score. The lack of prosperity everywhere, right? That does that. Lack of science, right? Not enough money, not enough science. Does this help? I don't think that's a smart idea. I think we can't do this mission now. Also because of this. It's too expensive to build these repurposing facilities, right? Everywhere. Which is what you need to make things. So can we get another legendary in some sense somewhere? Well, maybe we should just get some water. And even with the cheapest slipways we've got from the Bakar, it's still going to cost too much to connect it in. So we cannot build that even, like that's even unaffordable. Empire too big, right? Also, you know, this mess, I think, is not smart to build at all. Like, shouldn't have built this whole area. Probably like what we should have done. I'm gonna look at this whole thing. Is like this whole bottom part of the empire, just like scrap that and like don't build all of this at all. I only built this, only built that. Because it's much cheaper to build, much more efficient to build. And go up, right? Don't go down. There's only there's only empty space in the south, right? Which, yeah. I mean, I guess we'll do that, right? And then that's it. Goes out of money. We fail a task. It does end up being 16,000 points in a bit. So I'm not too terrible. Mostly the legendary planet helping with that, right? Giving us like 10% bonus almost here. And a bunch of happiness, right? So yeah, that was Decrepit Ruins 16722. For Decrepit Ruins, it's also not, you know, Decrepit Ruins is one of the worst things about it. It's not as bad as the power plant thing, right? The unstable planets. That one's